Advertiser and Van, your pal Big D, back here again with another weekend news announcement. And this is for February 15th and February 22nd, 2022. Those of you in my channel, I try to do this every week. I talk about what's new coming out Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K. For movies and TV, what's coming out this week, next week, anything we've majorly announced, and I kind of open up for discussion. Today, I'm going to show you some pickups, some Steelbook pickups. I love Steelbooks. I'm a big fan of Steelbooks. Have been for a long time. I have a large Steelbook collection, actually. I haven't shown them in a while, but I did pick up a few recently, so I kind of wanted to show you that. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. So a little bit of movie news, and then we'll go from there. Actually, a really big announcement, which I was really excited about, that they just announced last night, or actually yesterday. Did a little more research to make sure before I announce this myself, but we talk about that again in the exciting new announcement as well. So let's get started. So, which would have been yesterday. I did film this a day late. So the 15th, we did have quite a bit of movies come out this week. The biggest one obviously being, and I'm going to show it to you, the big one being The Eternals came out this week. I did get the Best Buy exclusive 4K Steelbook. I ordered it. It actually showed up on Sunday. I've noticed with Best Buy, if you pre-order a movie several months in advance, you have a tendency to usually get it early before release date, and that was the case with this one. So I did get this Steelbook. I did see this movie. I did watch this movie a couple weeks ago. Probably the weakest, in my opinion anyway, of the Marvel movies that have come out. I think there was some good ideas, and there's a couple things that I actually really liked. But overall, this movie I felt was way too long for what it was. I feel that, and if I'm spoiling this for you, I do apologize. It's not really spoiling the movie, but I feel the fact that it took an hour and a half, almost an hour and 40 minutes before you actually really start to get to the main plot of the movie, because it was all about flashbacks, and it was all about finding these people to get the Eternals back together, and it took almost the whole movie to do that before they actually got to the meat of the actual movie. So that bothered me a bit. I felt like they've spent too much time tracking these people down. I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite of the Marvel movies. I want to get it because I want the Steelbook collection. I do have every Marvel movie Steelbook that Best Buy's put out, with the exception of one, and that would be Black Widow, because I think I sent it to you last time, the video, that I was going through financial problems during that time, so I could not get it. And it's funny because I looked recently on eBay, and that Steelbook's fetching a big price. I was quite surprised, like, how much money that Steelbook is fetching. I was like, 70, 80 bucks. I was like, really? Some of the other ones I have aren't worth squat. I wonder why that one, a movie that I think it kind of made the theaters, but it was mostly direct to video. It kind of surprised me. But anyways, I did want to get that to be part of my collection. I'm a completist in a lot of ways. I like to complete something if I've started it, you know. So it's kind of like I have a Star Wars Steelbook collection, and I'm only missing one, which was Rogue One, and never could get it. It was 70, 80 bucks all the time. And ironically enough, last night I was thumbing through eBay, and somebody threw one up there for 20 bucks. It wasn't new, it was open, but there was no dents, dings, or anything like on it. The digital copy had been used. Don't care. Already had the digital copy. But it was the Best Buy, so I jumped on it, got it. So I've actually, I don't know when it'll be here, but I've actually completed that collection, which is a collection I've been trying to complete for the last 3 or 4 years. So I'm really excited about that. But I'm a completionist, so there is that lingering Steelbook out there that I really want to get of Black Widow, because it would complete my Best Buy collection of it. So anyways, side tangent. Okay, so also this week we did have Looper coming out in 4K, a non-direct-to-video Bruce Willis movie that actually played in theaters. We also have Chippendale's Rescue Rangers complete series coming out on Blu-ray. Kino Lorber has put out Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins with Fred Ward. Great movie. Love the movie. Can't wait to get that movie on Blu-ray. Shout Factory has released The Howling in 4K, the original movie. Should be excited. I'm curious to see what they would do with that. Paramount Pictures has released several movies this week. They released Euro Trip, 200 Cigarettes, Hey Arnold the movie, Kids in the Hall, Brain Candy, I can speak, and Nick of Time. All really good movies. I actually own all those, I think, pretty much on DVD. Kind of curious to get Euro Trip, though. That's the movie. It's the unrated version. I never thought I'd see that one come out, so we'll see about that. Criterion is releasing Love Affair this week. We have MVD's releasing Ghost Riders. I could have sworn maybe I've seen it. I know it's an 80s movie. Maybe I've seen it. I don't know. And then Mill Creek is releasing the Skulls trilogy. So all 3 Skull movies coming out. So that is it for this week. A pretty decent week. Couple few things there. I know I went through a few stores. Really didn't see much. Obviously, saw Eternals because there is a Blu-ray DVD. There is a 4K. I know that Best Buy, this Spielbook, which I showed you. Target has the art cards, and then Walmart has a pin. So as you, I don't know if some of you know, like enamel pins are huge with Disney. Like every time I see somebody go to Disneyland or something like that, they come up with a bunch of enamel pins. I mean, I even have a couple on my hat, but they're very big with Disney. So the last couple of Disney releases that have come out, I've noticed that Walmart's gotten their version of it with a pin in there. So I think that's what we'll see marching forward from them, at least through Walmart, is you're getting an enamel pin when you purchase that movie. So that is it for this week. Let's talk about next week. Next week we do have Shout Factory. There's a couple movies that I'm intrigued about. Alligator and Alligator 2. Alligator will be a 4K release. Alligator 2 is not. Those will both be out next week. Curious about those movies. I've never seen them. I may have seen part of the second one once. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm really curious about seeing those. Shout Factory always does a good job. It's one of my favorite niche companies because they really put out cool stuff. I still salivate over the Friday the 13th box set, the Halloween box that they put out, the Rumors of the Nightmare on Elm Street, which I hope they put that out. That'd be awesome. You know, I love Shout Factory stuff. It's just awesome. So those are coming out. Then we also have Green Mile coming out in 4K for the first time. I believe there's a steelbook attached to that one as well. Kino Lorber is releasing Man on the Moon, which is the Jim Carrey movie, which was really good. It was a really good movie, depressing in certain ways. It's a movie about, and he plays Andy Kaufman, who obviously came to fame in the TV show Taxi and stuff. And he was one of those comedians back in the day. It was a little bit offbeat, not so much. He did things that were, some people consider a little bit weird or like kind of like, what are you doing? But he was a really funny guy and very eccentric. And Jim Carrey, this movie, was actually a really good movie. He did a really good job portraying him. Severn Films releasing a movie called Night of the Demon next week. Lionsgate is releasing The Hurt Locker in 4K, and there will be a special edition steelbook for that one. Let's see here. Severn Films are releasing Drop Dead Fred. Now, I believe on this date, this is their limited edition coming out. Then I think a couple weeks later, their standard edition comes out. But again, another movie. My wife loves that movie. It is literally on one of her top 10 movies of all time. We do have next week The Kingsman coming out, which is the third movie in the Kingsman series. There will be, it looks like a steelbook for that one, Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K on that one. The House of Gucci, Blu-ray, and DVD. I did not see a 4K listed for House of Gucci, so I do not know. As of right now, I only saw the DVD and the Blu-ray. Mill Creek is releasing the movie Side Out. So this is another one with their retro VHS cover on it. They haven't done one of those in a little while, so they're coming back with those. Shout Factory is also releasing the movie Slapshot, which is a comedy, I believe, about hockey. Never seen it. I actually own it. It's on one of my shelves back there. It was part of the, a few years ago, Target did this whole Blu-ray series of movies that came in clamshells like they used to do in VHS. And I actually got them all, and I don't think you can, they're right there. Those are all of them right there. So Slapshot is one of those. Let's see here. Also, oh yeah, Paramount's releasing Escape from LA 4K edition of that. I do believe overseas there's a steelbook coming out for it. But just here, the 4K, it's only $20. Probably will get it, considering I have Escape from New York in 4K, and I like Escape from LA. It's a guilty pleasure. It's definitely not as good as the original, but there are parts of it that I really, really do enjoy. So, Bruce Campbell as the surgeon to the stars in Beverly Hills was pretty funny. And then the last movie is the 355, what they just announced. Like, they just announced it this week, and it's coming out next week. So that's going to be my announcements later on, is the 355. That's the one with Jessica Chastain. It comes out next week on Blu-ray and DVD. I didn't see a 4K release for that one as well, but it is coming out. So that's it for this week and next week. Let's talk about any announcements. So we did have a few announcements. First off, and I'm actually really excited about this movie. I really like this movie, and it I will definitely upgrade this one. Criterion has released Double Indemnity. Great, great classic noir movie. Really well done. Love it a lot. I took a film noir class in college, and I remember this is one of the movies we studied. And it was just really, it's a really good flick. Really well done. And I admit it's been years since I've watched it. I do want to see it again. Criterion always does a really bang-up job. Now, I won't buy this right away. I'll wait till one of Criterion sales, get it half off. But I will definitely be eventually getting that movie. And that will be coming out in May on 4K for the first time. And then they did announce Singing in the Rain 4K, which I kind of heard rumors for the last couple months that might be coming. They did announce Singing in the Rain 4K coming out in spring by Warner Brothers. So looking forward to that. Great classic, just absolutely classic movie. It's one of the movies I used to watch with my mom when I was a kid a lot, you know. It's just a great movie, great soundtrack, just, yeah. Let's see here. Then also, heavy metal has been announced for 4K. Now it's a steelbook that's coming out, but it's not just heavy metal. It's also Heavy Metal 2000. So it'll be both of them in a really nice steelbook coming out the 22nd. I'm sorry, the 19th of April. Love the first Heavy Metal. The first one got some of the best music ever in them. It's got a lot of really cool metal. When that came out, I was really into my metal phase, so it really rang with me. Heavy Metal 2000 was good. I don't because it was done like so many years later. It just, I don't know. There's parts of the movie I really like, but I really like the original one a lot more. I'm looking forward to this. I can't imagine that 80s animation looks like in 4K. So those are coming out the 19th of April. Really excited about that one box set. I want to say it's really cheap too. It's not that expensive, like $24.99 for the steelbook or something. I don't remember reading the original press release. It wasn't that expensive, so I'm really excited about that. Then also they did announce Nightmare Alley coming out the 22nd next month. I actually watched this. It's up on HBO Max right now. Really good movie. Really, my wife really liked it too. My wife was like, we finished watching, so I really liked it, but I will never watch the movie again. Because you can kind of see the ending, what's going to happen, the ending over towards the course of the movie. And you kind of see, my wife actually called it out a little bit quicker than I did. And but it's really well done. It's a really good movie. So it's all about like these like early 1900s working at the circus, not really the circus, but the sideshows, you know. And this guy coming with an idea and trying to take this idea, and it's all about how to manipulate people. And it was really good movie. I really liked it. Very dark movie. But that is coming out on Blu-ray and DVD the 22nd next month. I highly recommend checking it out if you have HBO Max. It is a great movie. Then we do have, it's Teen Titans Go and DC Supergirl's Mayhem in Mitherine, I think it is, or Manhattan, on the 25th of May. This looks like a collaboration of the DC superhero girls and the Teen Titans animated shows coming together for one big thing. DC's really big on that, doing these ensemble like shows or movies where they bring all the cast together. You know, they do the Arrowverse all the time. So every year they have the crossover event. So it's pretty cool to do it for the anime stuff too. Then again, I've already mentioned the 55 coming out the 22nd, like next week, literally next week. And then also I just saw this just before I started posting this. 12 Angry Men has been announced for 4K coming out later this year. Another really good movie, court drama, the whole thing. Another really movie is one of my favorite movies too. So that's coming out in 4K later this year. And that is it for what I know about so far. I know some other rumors of things floating around, but nothing's set in stone yet. And I hate to jump forward in things when you don't really know too much, because I mean, I've heard rumors. Again, I've mentioned The Abyss and some of these other movies that, you know, it's like could be coming out, maybe coming out. There's my cat. So we'll see. By the way, her name is Tilly. So I also want to talk about a couple major announcements that aren't Blu-ray DVD wise, but there are other announcements. So it has been confirmed. Paramount Pictures had a press release the other day, or they had some sort of investors meeting. J.J. Abrams did come on the phone and did say that Star Trek 4 is a go. It is starting to film later on this year. It'll be reprised. Chris Pine and crew will be coming back for another adventure. I'm not sure how they're going to deal with Anton Yelchin's passing over the course since the last movie they filmed, but they will be coming back with the crew of the Starship Enterprise for another mission. I'm excited about it. I know a lot of people, I've watched a couple of videos so far, people are like, I don't know. I'm excited about it. More Star Trek to me, it's always good to me. I'm never going to complain. So that is a big announcement that I'm really excited about, to see them come back again. I know it's been floating around for years. They've been talking about this, that, and the other thing. It was almost a go at one point because they were going to bring back Chris Hemsworth, who played Kirk's father in the 2009 version of Star Trek. And I know that part of that all fell through because they were going to pay him more. They're going to pay their main cast. So I know that caused an issue, and there was some issues with a few other things, scripts. And Quentin Tarantino had the Star Trek script floating around for a while. But it kept coming off. It was every time we turned around, there's some news now. This is firm this time. Apparently, Paramount went out towards the end of last year and did a massive survey of people on the street to see what the reaction would be if they brought back this crew and brought back this ensemble cast for another movie. And apparently, the there was an overwhelming groundswell of people that really wanted to see the movie, which I think surprised a lot of people. A lot of people thought it's dead, it's over, let's move on. Star Trek Beyond, although critically was really well received, fans were kind of on the fence with it. I loved it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was very touching in moments. The kind of the tribute they paid to Leonard Nimoy, because he had passed away just was it just before just before this movie had come out. So the paying respects to him, I think, really drove home to me, and I just thought it was a really good movie. Idris Elba played the main protagonist, which I thought he did a really good job with. I really liked it. I thought it was a step up, because the last one with Khan, which was obviously a different version of what you had saw in the original series, I think, it was good, but it's basically the same movie as part Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, so it was. I liked it, but I could see why a lot of people had a criticism with it. I thought Beyond was a much better movie, but I think a lot of people didn't give that movie a chance. I'm really excited to see another movie with his crew. I think they all did a really good job, and I'm really excited. So that is starting to film late next year, right towards the end of this year. We'll probably see a movie, probably summer or Christmas of next year, I'm assuming. So there's that announcement. Also, we should be seeing an ObiWan Kenobi trailer here in a couple weeks. My understanding is the middle of March. They're releasing a trailer to that show, which again I'm really excited about. I don't know if you guys saw the last episode of the Book of Boba Fett, which I thought was absolutely amazing. Another benchmark. Matter of fact, I just read an article yesterday that said that the last episode of Book of Boba Fett is now the most watched episode of anything on Disney Plus right now, surpassing the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian, which again, there was so much stuff in that Book of Boba Fett final episode that was just epic. I'm really hoping it comes back for a second season. I know a lot of people complaining because, you get 4 episodes in and all of a sudden Mandalorian pops up and he becomes more of a major character the last couple episodes. But it's understandable because they're setting up for this massive, DC, thing where they're all to come together to go against Admiral Thrawn eventually. That's why the Ahsoka series starts filming later on this year with ObiWan Kenobi coming out. And you've also got the Cassian Andor series that's coming out pretty soon. So, big things to come on both major sci-fi franchises. I'm extremely excited. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. I think going back to Star Trek for a second, the good news with that is not the guy who directed the WandaVision is going to be doing this movie, which if you saw WandaVision, you'd know it was a really good show. I really, really enjoyed it. I was hoping they're coming. I think it was a one and done. I don't think they're coming back with again, but I really enjoyed that. So I'm excited to see they got somebody who directed something that good that was so well received is now going to be dealing with Star Trek. So really excited about that. With all that said, I did want to show you a few pickups. I haven't done pickups in a long time, and I do apologize for that. And I've gotten a bunch of random movies here and there, but, these are some steelbooks I picked up. I haven't gotten a lot of steelbooks in a while, just because some of the ones that come out I wasn't really interested in, or I missed it, but I did pick up some recent steelbooks. So I did actually manage to walk into a Best Buy over the weekend. I did find the Catwoman steelbook. It was in a Best Buy I don't normally go into. The ones that are around my house, none of them had it. So I was really excited to get this. I try to collect the DC steelbooks when I can get them. So I got this one. Really neat. I like the cover. I like the whole, the guys in the back. I think this is really well done. So I got this one. This was on sale at Best Buy and I couldn't pick it up because I have all the other ones. This is Ultra Q steelbook. It was $10. I don't know whether they're clearancing them out or what, but it was the one I didn't have. So I picked it up. These are really neat. These are put by Mill Creek. They got the sliding cover with artwork on the cover and off the cover. It comes with a booklet that has all stuff about the season and stuff like that. You can even see on the back, go like this, come down, and it's kind of the same picture. But I'm really stoked to get this again. This was my last one I needed to complete this, at least the steelbook portion of the Ultraman set. So I got that. Let's see here, what else? I did manage to pick up Spine of the Night, another neat steelbook. I haven't watched this yet. Plan on probably watching it over the weekend. Really neat. It intrigued me when I saw the voices of Lucy Lawless, Patton Oswalt, and Joe Manganiello. I was like, all right, I gotta check this out. So it is I'm into sword and sorcery movies, types of movies, stuff like that, and I got a lot of them. So I figured this might be right up my alley, so I grabbed that. And then I was one of the few people, because this seems to be hard to find, I did get Encanto it is Encanto. It's not Encanto or Enchanto, it's Encanto. And I did manage to get this, which was really surprising because none of my Best Buys around got them. I even, the furthest one I went to get, that Catwoman one, didn't have it either. No, there's like 4 Best Buys around me within, I'd say, maybe a 45-minute drive. Yeah, about a 45-minute drive. None of them had it. But I did manage to get one, fortunately. So I actually did get the one store that did have one. They got the one I did the order the night before, and they grabbed it, but they only got two of them. They were both gone. The other stores didn't get any. So I did get this. Really stoked on this. I actually really like this movie a lot. I think this movie was really good. It blew away any kind of expectations I had. It was just a really, we watched it like a weekend, not it was last weekend, and I loved it. I really liked it. I highly recommend this movie. This is one of my favorite Disney movies that come out in quite a while. So if you get a chance, check it out. Encanto. And the last one I got, and this one a lot of people had a hard time finding, trying to get a hold of. I don't know how I was able to get a hold of it. I ordered it through Amazon. So, and that is Resident Evil. Was it Welcome to Raccoon City? I did get this one. A lot of people didn't seem to get it. No stores got it. I went into several Best Buys, went to several Walmarts, Targets. None of those places got it at all. Like I said, I got this off Amazon. So I did get it. I'm extremely excited. There is, in here, I didn't open them up, but there is a series of art cards that came with it. So I'll probably never, I don't usually open that stuff up. But I did grab that, and I was really excited to get this. I like this movie. A lot of people trashed it and said it was terrible, but I felt it was a better direct representation of the original video game. Now, I played majority of the Resident Evil games. I love those games. Yeah, PlayStation 1, baby. I was playing this game. It was so much fun. That back in the day, I mean, I'm gonna really date myself here. PlayStation 1 discs, they were black discs. You put them in, they were a little bit easier to scratch. They played on the old PS1. They used to come in a jewel case too. Remember back in the day, some of those earlier ones before they came in the snapper cases, they come in now. So I have a long history with Resident Evil. I've loved it. I do have the Mila Jovovich Resident Evils all in 4K, stuff like that. I have them all in a steelbook sets and everything else. I love those movies. Anything with zombies, I'm a big zombie fan. Everybody's got their own niche when it comes to monsters. My wife loves vampires. She absolutely loves vampires. Vampires are all that in a bag of chips. I have friends that I know of that are all into werewolves. I'm a zombie guy. I always have been a zombie guy. Ever since I saw the original Night of the Living Dead when I was a little kid, I've always been a big fan of zombies. So these movies always sing to me, and that's what the video games too. Whenever those come out, I try to grab a lot of the zombie video games that come out to play them. I'm playing the Dying Light right now on Switch, and I find them fun. I love them. I love zombie games. So, and I love zombie movies too. So it's those stuff's right by my fact. I have a whole section in my movie collection. It's just zombies, and it's a large part of my horror collection is zombie movies. I'll pick up. It's like shark movies. I'll pick up any one of them I can find because I know they're going to be dumb, but I still want to watch them anyways. I have to say that I haven't seen some zombie movies over the years that are absolutely pure crap. That are so bad, you're just like, I've actually stopped a couple of them, but it doesn't stop me from always checking them out because, you know what, every once in a while, you find one that's just like, holy cow, this is really good. There was a recent show, this is Why We're Dead, or I can't remember the name of it. It's a zombie show that just popped up on Netflix about a week and a half ago. I finished that. I loved it. It was really well done. Another South Korean show, but it was really, really well done. I really, really enjoyed it. And I've been watching a lot of stuff out of South Korea lately, and I've got to say, it feels like the 80s all over again with a lot of this stuff, and I really like it. So this show, and I wish I could remember the name of it, but it's just slipping my mind at the moment. I'll remember it when it's done, but This Is Why We Die, This Is Why We Live, or something. But really well done. I think it's still in the top 10 on Netflix. You should check it out. I really liked it, but again, I digress. I'm just really into zombies and shark movies too. Those are my niches I like to go with. That's what I grew up with, you know. I've told a story before with shark movies, like being 6 years old, my mom taking me to go see Jaws 2. I still remember, at 6 years old, I still remember sitting at the end. I still remember being scared of living daylights, especially when the helicopter lands in the water. You know, you think they're gonna get away, and the shark. I remember just almost peeing my pants, and the shark jumped out of the water. So it's movies like that that scare the living out of me when I was littler that I enjoy so much now as an adult because I get so much out of it still. So, but that is it for this week. Next week, anything was majorly announced, any kind of things I want to talk about. Hopefully, I should have a pickup video later, hopefully this week or next week, because I did pick up a few other things. I'm still working on my Vestron video collection. I think I still need 4 more left of those. I did manage to pick up recently The Gate. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I still have, I think, 4 more Vestron videos left to have the whole collection there. And just doing my thing, picking up steelbooks when I can, and just grabbing movies that look interesting. So that is it. Please like, subscribe, the bell, you know, the knowledge. Leave me some comments down below what you're looking at lately and what's interested you. Don't forget, if you're like myself, this Thursday, the Peacemaker season finale is going on this week, so keep an eye on that. If you've not watched the Peacemaker show, you are truly missing out on some of the best TV that's on right now. It is a really, really good show. But that is it. Please take care. Always keep punting because you're never going to find. And as always, live long and prosper.